Israel responds with retaliatory strikes against Iran, following Iran's recent attack on Israel. The aftermath of the attack, which involved over 300 kamikaze drones and ballistic missiles, continues to have significant consequences. Israel has taken decisive action in response to recent events. Reports indicate that there has been a recent military operation initiated by Israel against Iran, according to U.S. officials.
What strategic advantages do you think Israel gains by carrying out airstrikes on these specific locations in Iran, and how might this impact the regional balance of power?
Israel issued a warning to the Biden administration on Thursday, indicating the likelihood of an imminent attack within the next 24 to 48 hours, according to officials. The Israelis provided reassurances to their U.S. counterparts regarding the safety of Iran's nuclear facilities. An Israeli missile strike has been carried out on a site in Iran recently, despite numerous calls for restraint from several leading countries globally, including the US, the UK, Turkey, France, Germany, Canada, and others. Despite a personal warning from US President Joe Biden to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, there were reports of explosions in various locations. These included the central Iranian city of Isfahan, the southern Syrian governorate of Asawada, the Baghdad region, and the Iraqi governorate of Babylon. The recent series of explosions, especially in Iran, have generated significant attention and concern. Initial reports from the region indicate that there have been explosions in various locations in Iran, including Tehran, Fordo, Arak, Natanz, Karg Island, Bushehr, Bandar Abbas, and Isfahan. Reports indicate that there is significant activity in the airspace of Isfahan, suggesting a heightened state of alertness in the region. An explosion was reportedly heard in Khajabaristan, located east of Isfahan and near Isfahan International Airport, according to Iran's semi-official Fars news agency. Fars highlights that the reason behind the explosion remains uncertain.
Considering the complexity of the situation, how do you assess the role of diplomacy at this stage? And is there still room for de-escalation between Israel and Iran?
Arnaz reported that defensive measures were activated and gunfire was exchanged in multiple provinces. There was no information provided regarding the cause of the battery discharge, however, individuals in the vicinity reported hearing the noises. Reports from Iranian state media suggest that the recent airstrike conducted by the Israeli Air Force might have focused on a tactical airbase located within Isfahan International Airport. This particular airbase is known to house several squadrons of F-14 Tomcat fighter jets. Flight trackers revealed a significant number of flights heading towards Iran changed their course, with a total of 8 aircraft, including several Emirati flights, altering their intended routes. Following reports of alleged Israeli missile strikes, Florida Senator Marco Rubio noted that Israel possesses the ability to target locations within Iran using aircraft in Syrian and Iraqi airspace, without needing to enter Iranian airspace. From this comment, it can be deduced that the attack by Israel was carried out with the awareness of the United States. As we are preparing this video, it is important to note that there has been no official statement from the U.S. administration at this time. Amidst recent events, a series of explosions occurred following Israel's determination to retaliate against an Iranian drone and missile assault on Saturday night.
Given the reported use of kamikaze drones and ballistic missiles, what are the implications for future warfare in the region, and how might this shape the defense strategies of neighboring countries?
In response to an Israeli airstrike near the Iranian embassy in Damascus, the Iranian strike occurred, resulting in the alleged death of Mohammad Reza Zahedi, a senior Revolutionary Guards commander responsible for Iran's operations in Syria and Lebanon. The city of Khajabaristan, targeted by Israel, is situated near Isfahan Airport and in close proximity to the 8th Fighter Base of the Army Air Force. This suggests that the Israeli attack was primarily aimed at the Revolutionary Guards. An explosion was heard near the center of the city, as reported by Iranian Press TV. However, the cause of the explosion remains unknown at this time. Furthermore, as reported by local sources, the airstrikes also focused on Syrian army radar sites located between Karda and Isra in the southern Syrian province of Daraa. Residents in the Iraqi cities of Erbil and Mosul also reported hearing the sound of warplanes in the early hours of Friday morning. In a recent statement, Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdullahian issued a strong warning to Israel, urging them to refrain from engaging in any form of military aggression. Amir Abdullahian emphasized the importance of responding swiftly and decisively if the Israeli regime were to once again pursue actions that threaten Iran's interests. Regarding the reported Israeli attack on the embassy complex in Damascus, Syria, the foreign minister expressed Iran's sincere hope that Israel will not make the same grave error again. According to Amir Abdullahian, our response through the Swiss embassy in Tehran will be resolute.
How do you perceive the involvement of the United States in this conflict, particularly in light of the senator's comments hinting at prior knowledge of the airstrikes?
We have made an important announcement to the White House. We have reached out to the White House and the Washington, D.C. administration to emphasize the seriousness of the situation. We have made it clear that if the Israeli regime repeats its past actions, our response will be firm and unfortunate. Amir Abdullahian also mentioned that the missiles and drones launched by Iran at Israel on Saturday were a response to Israel's questionable attacks. He stressed that these activities were limited to achieve justice and balance. Abdullahian ended. We can act. He warned that if Israel responds, we would act quickly and forcefully. The attack, which occurred hours after Minister Amir Abdullahian's statements, shows that Israel ignored U.S. warnings. Iranian media say air defense systems have been activated in numerous major cities. Iranian state television reported cancelled flights from various Iranian airports, according to an Iranian official. Flights to Tehran, Isfahan, and Shiraz have been suspended, according to an Iranian airport operator public relations director interviewed by the state news agency. Air combat between Iranian and Israeli forces in disputed airspace is also reported. If Israel responded immediately to the drone and missile attacks, Tehran's obsolete air force and air defense systems would make it easy to target Iranian targets, experts say.
With Israel apparently acting against multiple advisories for restraint, what could be the consequences of unilateral military actions on international relations and alliances in the context of this conflict?
According to former IAF Air Defense Chief Brigadier General Zvika Haimovich, Iran has advanced tactical ballistic missiles and drones. Air defense is another issue. Iranian air defense relies on Russian S-200 and S-300 anti-aircraft missile systems and local Bavar 373, Khordad, Rad, Syad, and Talash systems. They also use older American and S-300 anti-aircraft missiles. Some of them date back to Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi's 1970s era, yet Iran still uses them effectively. Since 2015, Syria has used similar devices, giving Israeli pilots expertise in such situations. Brigadier General Zvika Haimovich and coalition air forces have faced this challenge. How to navigate this system is their forte. They'll have my respect, but Iran will be the real test. Independent analysts say Israel may struggle to target western and southern Iranian military locations beyond dodging Iranian surface-to-air missiles. An analyst says Israeli aircraft, including the F-35, may avoid Iran's air defense networks with smaller missiles. Larger explosives may be needed to attack deeply buried targets. These munitions may have to be carried externally on aircraft like the F-16, making them more radar detectable. Pilots may launch them farther for security.
As reports indicate activations of defensive measures across various locations, what can civilians in the region do to ensure their safety, and how might this affect their daily lives going forward?
The Iranian air defense network may not be 100% effective against these aircraft, but it increases risk and Iran's capacity to intercept certain inbound ammunition surges. The analyst warns Israel of losses. Israel and its partners intercepted most of the over 300 drones and missiles launched at Israel overnight from Saturday to Sunday morning, minimizing deaths. Tonight's concerns of reprisal began Saturday night. In the unstable Middle East, we will closely monitor events. Your opinions on this? Please share your opinions in the comments. To keep up with our latest videos, please subscribe to our channel and enable notifications.
Thank you for watching the full video. We are Rio G Media. Our only job is to keep our finger on the pulse of the war. Please write in the comments if you have thoughts on the questions we ask. If you want to support us, just subscribe and like the video.